What's going on, everybody? It's your boy X here, and I'm back with another video. Real quick, I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm sorry about if my mic sounds off and stuff like that, a lot of background noise and stuff like that. It is nighttime and stuff, but you know, everybody is asleep and stuff like that. And I just want, and there was so much news that dropped and stuff like that regarding, you know, the whole Sony and buying Bungie and stuff like that I want to dive into, because Jim Ryan and Jim Ryan and the CEO of Bungie has said a lot of interesting stuff, and I'm like on both sides. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I understand where, you know, this is going and stuff like that, and what this might lead to, stuff like that. So I didn't want to sleep and stuff like that. You know, I wanted to drop this video right now and stuff like that, and just talk about, you know, the aftermath, because I know that everybody's shocked. You know, this is not as big as, you know, Activision and you know Xbox buying them, but this still is a massive move for Sony and stuff like that, especially Bungie because of their history and stuff like that. But a lot of interesting news and stuff like that, that things have been said and stuff like that. I will be putting the articles on the screens and stuff, so that you guys can read it for yourself and stuff. And yeah, so if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. It should be out so much. And let's just get right into it. Okay, so starting off and stuff, I have, you know, for the first article, you know, pulled up here. So of course it's coming from IGN and stuff like that, but it says Jim Ryan says more following the acquisition of Bungie. Now, I know a lot of people have been going on Twitter, stuff like that. This has been trending. You know, people have been blowing up because not only this has been a big month for acquisition, stuff like that, especially for a quiet month like January. But it just shows how much, you know, like it's like a battle and stuff like that, like who can buy what and stuff like that. But this right here, I know, you know, in the last video I was all hyped and stuff like that, but now as I sit back, soaking the information, you know, see what their intents are, I think Sony might be right here and stuff. What their intent are after buying Bungie and stuff like that is not the intent that everybody thought it was in initial stuff like that. But Jim Ryan says to expect more studio acquisitions, stuff like that. So basically, people wondering who could be next. Could it be Konami? Could it be Capcom? Could it be Square Enix and stuff like that? It could be anybody and stuff like that. So you know, Jim Ryan is expecting more to buy more studios, stuff like that. Which they have a whole saying about organic growth, stuff like that. You know, they want to see what you can do, and you know, and then they will, you know, buy you and stuff like that. But now people are worried because it seems like, you know, oh my God, they just did this because Xbox, you know, had, you know, brought Activision and stuff like that, so they had to. That is not the case. What it says here, stuff like that, what Jim Ryan says. So basically, they're saying if you thought it was because of the Xbox and the Activision, you know, buyout and stuff like that, it's not and stuff like that. They said this was in the works for 5 to 6 months prior to that and stuff like that. So somebody and Bungie have been talking behind closed doors and stuff like that, but we don't know and stuff what, you know, has been said and stuff like that. But basically, you know, Ryan and, you know, the CEO Bungie had an interview, and they said a lot of stuff. Especially Jim Ryan says, you know, that they're looking more into live service and going away from their, you know, right here it says historical console heartland and stuff like that. Now, Jim Ryan's focused about going on live service. Of course, it scares me because we know how live service games work and stuff like that. Most of them release broken. The mindset of, you know, we can fix it, we can release it now and fix it later. up a whole bunch of microtransactions and then season pass and stuff like that. Look at Call of Duty, look at Fortnite and Battlefield. So, those games get a negative rep and stuff like that, as they should, because they copy and paste, they rush out and stuff like that. No thought is put into them and stuff like that. And that's not what Sony is known for and stuff like that. They're known for their single player. They're known for their taking their time, stuff like that, and and releasing the best quality games that they can and stuff like that. So I was taken back by this way he was saying stuff like that. But he says basically we are starting to go multi-platform. You've seen that. Of course, we've seen that, they put Crash on the platform. You got Horizon, you got God of War on PC now and stuff like that, which I'm not mad at and stuff like that. Cool. More people can play those games, stuff like that, those classic PlayStation franchises, but more people can play. So I'm not mad at them going multi-platform and stuff like that, because I'm not mad at that. I'm just concerned about they want to dip into the live service route and stuff like that. That's where my concerns lie and stuff. But as far as them putting the exclusives on PC and stuff like that, go ahead and stuff like that. More people can play it. Their games are awesome. Their exclusives, their quality speaks for itself and stuff like that. So But moving on, it says that we have an aggressive roadmap with live services and opportunities and stuff like that. So basically, what this is saying, my article saying that they brought Bungie just so that Bungie can help them get into the live service, stuff like that. So basically, they brought Bungie for their live service, multiplayer, and multi-platform experience and stuff like that, because Sony doesn't really have a live service game of their own and stuff like that. So of course it's that they want someone like Bungie and stuff like that has been good partnerships with them and stuff like that, to try to teach them and stuff like that. And now, yes, say what you want about Destiny, but Destiny is huge and stuff like that. For some reason, I still buy every expansion that comes out and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. I don't play the game like that no more. I still play it from time to time, but it's just I have a lot of history with the game. But I'll be buying the new expansion. But that's the reason why they brought us. So that way they can work together, and Sony can get into more of the live service and stuff like that, which I have a concern about. But that's the whole gist, stuff like that. If you was wondering if they just brought them because of desperation, because of no and stuff like that. Jim Ryan, the CEO, already said that this is not because of the Xbox and Activision situation and stuff like that. This was, work, putting the work in, for a while and stuff like that. And basically Sony wants to, try to branch out from the console. Now that worries me, because I don't want them to stray too far from what they're known of, because it's weird that, basically, Bungie is still going to be an independent multi-platform company. And that's weird coming from Sony, because Sony is known for exclusivity and stuff like that. They're known for their exclusives and you can only play this on PlayStation. So coming out and say, Bungie will remain independent and stuff like that, and all the games. And Jim Ryan already said right here in the future that PlayStation game, that Bungie games, Destiny 2, and so on, new IPs, whatever in the future, will release multi-platform. So it will not be no exclusives. This is what they're saying. Now, of course, we can take this with a grain of salt, because every CEO says this, every company says this, until years down the line, maybe there'll be a game that is exclusive for that. We're seeing that with, Xbox and Bethesda, stuff like that, with Starfield and stuff like that being an Xbox exclusive. So that calms me down, stuff like that. It seems like I will not to pull away from people in other platforms. So, which is a good thing and stuff like that. You don't want to pull communities away from other platforms, stuff like that. So But the way that they're going about it has this is so weird because they have literally been, exclusive this, exclusive that, and stuff like that. But now they're saying, okay, we brought Bungie, but they can still do their own thing, and it's kind of what Xbox does to their studios, stuff like that, with Activision and Bethesda. They buy them, but they don't like control them, stuff like that. Don't all the studios and developers have creative freedom, free range, do what they want, and Xbox is still there to support them. So is Sony. It's like so Bungie can be doing their thing, and so I said, hey, if you need help, right here and stuff like that. But so that kind of was cool and stuff like that, and I don't get the vibes that they brought Bungie to do that. Now a lot of people, now you're gonna have to, now of course I'm gonna see in the comments, I'm gonna have the different opinions about it, but what I see here and what they're saying, that Bungie is going to remain an independent company. I remember when Destiny 1 came out and stuff like that, I remember getting it on launch day, stuff like that. People, of course, that game release, it was not good, stuff like that. The story was lackluster and stuff like that. Not a lot of content. People were just trolling and stuff like that. But no one knew how big Destiny could, was going to be and stuff like that. Like, if you told people, like, 7 years ago, oh my god, Destiny is going to be this big franchise with millions of players, people was like, this trash game, but it is now. So of course, and then that established, their relationship, stuff like that. But that's basically all, what Jeremiah is saying and stuff like that. His focus on going, them buying a budget was, solely just for, so a way that budget can help them with, live service and multi-platform games, stuff like that, which is a smart move, stuff like that, because Sony wants to, I guess, branch out, stuff like that. Now I am concerned about the live service part because of the track record of live service games, stuff like that. So I hope Sony doesn't stray too far away from what they know. And Jeremiah, he said that, we know that we're known for our single player, heavy narrative driven games, stuff like that, which they are. Look at God of War, look at Horizon, games that you could just see the quality, get invested with the characters and stuff like that. Look at Last of Us, even though The Last of Us 2 is stuff, but just look at the quality. You cannot deny that and stuff like that. So I don't want them to stray away from that and stuff like that, hopefully, because I want them to get caught up in this live service trend and stuff like that. But that's just more information about the whole acquisition, stuff like that and stuff, which it's, I know it was not massive, but the way that they seem to be now, this could take a grain of salt. In my opinion, the way that they seem to be handling it is nice and stuff like that. Great job and stuff like that. They tend to be handling it very nice, stuff like that. They're actually thinking about the community and stuff like that. Even though you can't 100% trust them. All right, so yeah, so those are just my thoughts and stuff like that about the whole acquisition and stuff like that. Unless more news comes out and stuff like that, I will be talking about it again. This month is going to be huge, stuff like that, for games, stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. Also, they released some news about a state of play happening on Wednesday and stuff like that. I might not react to it because it's about Gran Turismo. I don't play racing games no more and stuff like that. I'm not into those racing simulators and stuff like that, so I might not give a reaction to it and stuff like that. But they did post a state of play and stuff like that, which is cool. So if you're into Gran Turismo, stuff like that, check it out and stuff, But me, no, I'm probably gonna skip this one Let me wait for like next one because I got so much content playing anyway. So yeah. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. It should be out so much. So now I see you out here. Let's see if you mean what you say. We'll be watching. Take it easy, guys. Peace.